Hello and welcome to Light Up, the sessions where we get ideas and think and meditate and really have an opportunity to think through things that can help us as parents so that we can best guide our young ones, our loved ones, our children and the youth, so to say. Today I want to talk about a very interesting word that I came across reading about the Japanese culture. They have a word called sensei. Sensei, simply translated, means teacher. And I think in our societies here in Uganda especially, or probably even in Africa, East Africa, so to say, we always have this tendency, the moment we hear the word teacher, we think about a school, a university where professors sit, and that is our domain of thinking. Oh, those are the teachers. They're responsible for teaching the young ones, and our responsibility as parents or guardians is to take the young people there, pay the school dues, and once we do that, then the teachers get to do their part. And that is all good and well. But I think we need to look beyond that scope and understand that in actual sense, when you look at the word sensei, meaning teacher, it's a revered word that these are people who are respected because they experienced, they have a lot of wisdom, and they have a lot to teach. Now let me digress a little bit before I give the expansive meaning of this word teacher in our context and how best we should understand it. I just want to make a shout out and really kind of give praise to the teachers out there in schools, in universities, tertiary institutions, and wherever they are. And I think these teachers, these public servants, these civil servants do a noble job, a great job. And I would really ask you that if you are known to your teacher, to a teacher where you take your children, or you know a teacher who taught you when you were a young person yourself, and you can reach out to these people, please do. Reach out to them, say hello to them, send out a word. Thank them for the service they did. I remember the former Chancellor of Germany, Chancellor Angela Merkel, one time made a statement on the floor of Parliament in Bundestag. That's their parliament in Germany. She emphasized, because there was this kind of voices being raised, and they were saying teachers are paid too much in Germany. Teachers, they are lucky anyway. They are earning a lot of money, and then there are other people who also perform other tasks in Germany, and they're paid less. And I think that the cry was, well, why are they paid so much money, and then the other people are paid less? And let's not misunderstand this. If you look at the wages in these countries, I mean, Germany, biggest economy in Europe, the wages are really way up there. But if they're saying teachers are paid way high, then that is really a handsome amount of money. Anyway, they expressing their discomfort to the Chancellor, and in her response, in terms of, let me just try to paraphrase what she said. She said, look, I think we can look into this, we can have conversations about this, but she made it very clear that the teachers, in her own professional opinion, stand on a high platform. And she really meant it. Yeah? From what I understand, I think before she joined politics, she was a teacher herself. But this is not the definition of what would explain her response. She really meant to say, and that's what she meant, that teachers are very, very important public servants. Very important and very critical to a country's progress and development. Look around us. Look at all the professions that we do. Look at everything that we do. We are products of teachers, people who've taught us, people who've trained us, people who've skilled us in various fields and domains. And that, I bring that point just to emphasize the importance of who a teacher is. But now, back to the point that I was trying to raise. In our minds as parents, it's easy for us to think teachers are those people in schools, in early learning centers for our babies, in universities for our young people and the young adults who are going to graduate and then get into professions, the various professions. But there is a teacher that we never talk about, and that is us, the parents. And I think when I read that word sensei in the Japanese context and meaning, this is when it came to me that how often do we as parents think about our role as teachers? Because our responsibility over young people, children from the day they are 1 day old up to when they graduate and go on and live their lives, and even beyond that, when they live their lives, they always come back to us for wisdom, for guidance, for counseling. You know, it's really something that we need to think about. We are teachers. We are experienced. We carry a lot of wisdom and we can pass it on. But more importantly, and this is now the interesting bit, is that we need also to be conscious about the fact that even if we have not thought about it that way, the truth is we've taught and we've passed on knowledge even when we didn't do it consciously. What do I mean by that? Let me just paint a very simple picture. Your behaviors, your character, your value around your children, in your community, in your family, is an entire canvas for these young people to look up to and adapt and replicate. So if you're the kind of person who has questionable behaviors, if you're the kind of person who portrays a positive role model in the lives of your children by living it, and not necessarily talking about it, but by living it, you're teaching. And that consciousness is very important for us to know that if we are going to talk about building resilient characters in the lives and in the characters of our children, we need to depict that and show that ourselves. So when you talk about resilience, when you talk about a work ethic, when you talk about positive role modeling, all these can become part of the identity and the branding of your child. But the question is, do you necessarily need to talk about this? Or even the way you behave and the way you carry yourself already talks to them about the same. Bottom line is, we need to always consciously know that we are teachers, that you are a sensei because you have the experience and that there is a lot that you can pass on to your child. And I hope moving forward now, you can carry that understanding and that you can do it consciously.